What's going on? Crazy Russian 86 here, streaming back from Mountain View, California. I'm in a little bit different part of the city, not where the headquarters of Google Juggle locate, but this is the city. This is the spot. With that said, I'm gonna address very sensitive topic. You know, back in 2014, I was sharing my thoughts on, whatever Russian people are doing in Ukraine. And I just rewatched that video because of hardasssteel. He asked me, do you still think the same way as you used to? And what I was saying back then is that America should stay out of Ukraine, should stay out of Russia, and this is none of their business. And he asked me, do I still feel the same way? I still kind of do. But my opinion doesn't really matter because everything is very controversial, and I don't really like to be talking about things like that because the question is, should you not trust the media? Because I have some friends in St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, I don't talk to them that much, but once I talk to them. And of course they're on the Russian side, okay? And in America they're saying, oh, this is Putin's propaganda, this and that. But I know that in Russia majority is on the Russian side. When it comes to Ukrainians, I watched some videos where there was some Ukrainians who was on the Russian side as well. There are Americans who are on the Russian side, but most Americans, they of course are for Ukraine because of they're watching too much of the Zaya media. That's why, because they are not, it's not what's good for Americans. They say they just make it sound like, oh, Russia is such an aggressor. There is a bloodshed because of them. Versus people in Russia say that, Putin is trying to build green corridors. They are not letting him do that. They are saying that they are taking the Ukrainian criminals out of jail. And then these criminals, they are over there with their guns and all of that, with their freaking artillery and all of that. And they are shooting up in Russians. And they are right there, right where innocent civilians are at. So of course Russian people fight back. And when they are fighting back, they have no choice but to kill innocent civilians. They don't want to do it, but because all these criminals who are fighting on the Ukrainian side are at the same spot where innocent civilians are at. So Russian people shoot at these criminals, and because civilians are there, they just suffer because of that. That's what some of the Russian people whom I know said about that. Also, they told me that Russia got sanctions. What's the result of that? No American, European businesses. Like now in St. Petersburg, they closed out IKEAs, all the McDonald's, Burger King, Subways, all of that stuff. And I used to visit it back in 2016, we had it. Now it's all closed off. Now it's all Russian. Now, what do Russian people think about that? Some people think that the sanctions is actually a blessing. Like I know that there are some of the Russian singers, I read an interview a long time ago, but remember about it. Because I have a good memory. I can read some articles and then remember it for years and years, what I read So anyway, that woman, she was actually saying that, sanctions are the blessing. They look at it some of them look at it possibly that we don't have to eat junk food anymore because, American food, this is not the healthiest food. So, and they're happy, now we can produce and make our own stuff, We don't have to worry about the West. So some of the Russian people are actually happy about it, Now, when it comes to the West, when it comes to America, I don't think that American people are benefiting from what's going on. I think that they are suffering big time. Because if you think about it, whom American people are buying the gas and everything from? Russia, Middle East, right? So now they put the sanctions on Russia. So that means that what? That we cannot buy no gas from Russia anymore. What's the result of it? gas prices rose up. We cannot buy Russian gas anymore. And as a matter of fact, I remember I came from Russia, and I remember one thing when I came to America, which I didn't like. I was thinking that American gas is a piece of shit. I remember when I was 19 years old, I really thought that, because, you know, in Russia, if you think about the shittiest gas, this is like 92, okay? Most of the gas stations, their gas is like 95, 96. So that means that it's like 95, 96% of ethanol or pure gas or whatever it is. And like maybe 4 or 5% of all this fucking trash, which is, you know, there. So the octane number is higher, so it's a better pure gas, which is good for the engine, okay? In America, as you all know, that's like 87. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of piece of shit gas is that? I remember thinking that when I was like 19 years old, when I saw what kind of gas there is in America. So one thing we have better in Russia is, I can tell you, is the gas and the internet. The internet over there is faster. FYI. I'm just speaking from experience, okay? I'm not trying to badmouth anybody or anything. I know some people used to take it to heart when I was saying how I feel, and I understand that this is not politically correct and it can insult people. But I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm just saying how I feel based on my experience, okay? So please don't, you know, I just keep it real, that's all. There are some things which are better in America than Russia too. Like, for example, American people, they're more concerned about feelings of others, you know, and they are more tolerant to certain things. But that's besides the point. This is not what this fucking video is all about. I'm kind of, you know, getting off subject here. But I do think that the fact that Americans are getting into not their own business, such as a problem of Russia, Ukraine, this is definitely not good for America. Because if American people wouldn't impose the sanctions on Russia, guess what? The gas would be cheaper right now. Like right now here in California especially, like in Ohio, the gas is like $4 a gallon, going to $4.50 soon, okay? In California it's like freaking $6.50 a gallon. Before that, when we didn't have all the sanctions, in Columbus the gas was like $2 something, okay, maybe $2.70, but it was like a little bit under $3 a gallon. In California it was like $4. It was like maybe $4.50 somewhere it's like $4.29. Now it's freaking $6.29, $6.39. Good thing I didn't see $7 a gallon yet, you know, but I've definitely seen a lot of $6 a gallon. And before I used to think like $5.75 was like super expensive. Now I'm looking at it like $5.75, $5.89 is like freaking cheap gas. The expensive gas is like fucking $6.50, okay? So definitely the gas prices rose up because of all these sanctions, right? Like a couple months ago. So definitely this is not good for America, what we did. Of course, American people is gonna think, oh, we in solidarity with Ukraine because it's what the media says. And you know, there are a lot of people who buy it, and that's why Russian people who live in America, like let's say Hot for Words, she used to make videos and she used to cry because she is on Ukrainian side and her parents on the Russian side. So because she is on the Ukrainian side, her parents want nothing to do with her. And she is very upset because her parents hate her and mistreat her just simply because they have different political opinions. So definitely the fact that they have different opinions in Russia versus in the US, it's hurting a lot of people, most definitely. So that's why I may have my opinion, but you know, I prefer just not to care about things like that, because hey, you know what, it has nothing to do with me, I don't care. So if you say you're for Ukraine, that's fine. If you're pro-Russia, it's fine. Like me, I'm gonna judge you based on who you are as an individual, so I don't care about your views. But a lot of other people around here, they just gonna hate you because they believe the media. Me, I don't know who is right, who is wrong, and I don't care about it personally. But like I said, I definitely think that the sanction is not good for American people. You know, American people are suffering because of what they did. They're saying, oh, we're trying to help out Ukraine. Yeah, you're helping out Ukraine at your own cost, right? Now you have to buy, now you have to spend more money on gas. you have to buy cheap gas. Why? Because you're helping other people. You're trying to show, oh, we are Americans, we are the righteous people, we want to help everybody else, right? What? You're helping everybody else and you're hurting yourself? That's pretty much what you're doing, dear Americans. That's just my personal opinion, so... Like I said, it's not good for America that we are not buying anything from Russia and that we impose sanctions. We only suffer from it as an Americans. So, nothing good for us is there. If we just say American for Americans, we don't give a fuck. We're just gonna do what's the best for us. We wouldn't be doing what we did. So, but sure, some people benefit from that war. Probably like neocons and all those ADL people and all those fake Jews, you know, whom you see everywhere. And some people say, oh, you're the Jew, you're anti-Semite. And I started going to synagogue recently too. The real synagogue, the Orthodox. And I'm not that religion, but you know, they pay me for that. And I'm like, all right. But telling you, oh, you traitor, why are you doing it? I'm like, I don't care, it's part of my culture. And also don't, you know, mistake Judaism as a religion and Zionism, okay? Not to mention that the real Jews are suffering from that bullshit too, you know? If you watch Naturei Karta, if you watch how all these freaking Israeli defense forces are beating the shit out of the real Jews, you're gonna understand that, you know, it has nothing to do with Jewish religion. Absolutely nothing. So I can go out there, wear my yarmulke or kippah and go to the synagogue and still have my views. As a matter of fact, Naturei Karta, they don't like that shit either, you know, they're on Palestinian side and they still follow all their Jewish customs, so I can be a Jew and I can have nothing to do with that shit and I can still have the views. And of course some Jewish people gonna tell me that I'm a Jewish anti-Semite or self-hating Jew, whatever the fuck that is, but you know, it's their opinion. I don't care about their opinion. They're fucking idiots. They don't know any better. So fuck them, you know. That's what I think. So I can have any type of views I want to. I don't care. I can still go to the synagogue and I may not like ADL or other type of, you know, establishments. I have a right to have views like that, you know. Hey, Naturei Karta, look at them. They're standing in the position, so I'm not a traitor in any means. I have a right to have any type of views I want to have, so I'm expressing it right now. So I'm kind of, like I said, I still feel the similar way. And of course this war is horrible. There are some people who's been saying that this war is worse than World War II. Like, you know, there are some grandmoms who used to actually witness World War II. They're saying that this, what's here in Ukraine right now, it's actually worse. But at the same time, there are still, like I watch other videos too, where some Ukrainians been saying that, some of them saying we're actually happy under the Russian rule. We accept Russian customs, now we're part of Russia, we're cool. And then they say, oh, some people don't feel that way, like young people don't. And when I listen to these people, they didn't say anything negative, they just said they don't care. Of course, a lot of people like to twist things, and when people say, oh, we don't care, we don't have any opinion, people like to say, oh, if you say you don't care, you don't have any opinion, it means you don't like it. You know, but then again, this is manipulative Jewish tactics, it's bullshit. I don't care means I don't care, doesn't mean that I don't like it. So quit twisting words, you know. Some people may be neutral, okay? But neutral doesn't mean positive, doesn't mean negative, okay? So saying that neutral means negative, that's fucking bullshit, okay? Let's just not do that. Let's just like not manipulate people like that by saying that neutral and negative is the same thing, when in reality it's not, okay? So yeah, some people are neutral, some people don't care whether Ukraine is under Ukrainian or Russian control. But don't say that if they don't care, means that they don't like Russian control. It means they don't care, plain and simple, okay? So, that's what it is. So, that's what it is. So I don't know, that's pretty much my opinion on what's going on. If you ask me, I feel similar way to the way I used to either way, even though now it's really getting worse than it used to be. It's really horrible over there, and a lot of people are dying, and people in Russia blame all of this Ukrainians, some of them criminals and the big politicians. They don't like Zelensky. Me, I don't know much about him, but he seems kind of a fake type of guy. Some of my Russian friends said, oh, you don't like him, he's like a clown. And some people are showing him, look at Zelensky, he's so good, he's more sociable and this and that. Look at Putin, he's like, wanna have a long table, he doesn't want people around him. Well, I don't know whom I like more, whom I like less. I don't care about Putin that much. When it comes to Zelensky, I don't know. I don't know who he is as a person, but he seems like he's kind of a shady, fake person to me. He just makes impression like that, the way he acts, you know. He's like a comedian. Some people say, oh, we feel sorry for him, he is for the people, this and that. I don't know about that. I highly doubt it. Because here we have Ukrainian people who said we always support Russia, and I don't even know whom he's for. He's probably for his own agenda. But I'm not here, you know, to tell you, because I'm not really qualified to express my opinion, because I don't know everything. I'm just saying what I think, but I can be wrong too. And quite honestly, it's none of my business anyway. I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. It has something to do maybe with some Jewish people, but then again. I'm not, you know, I'm just like SBN Resonate. I'm not a part of the group. Like some people say I need to be part of the group, but no, I'm my own. I'm an individual, okay? I don't care. Like I can go like somewhere as a part of the group, whatever, but I'm an individual, so I don't have no group mentality like that. I'm just all here for myself, by myself. I'm just like walking, looking at things, thinking about things, trying to make sense of this fucked up world. Which is not that fucked up, but you know, this world. And I just, you know, I'm not really. Sometimes go to some groups because of the personal benefit. Sometimes I like people, sometimes I want to help out, but even when I'm with some type of group, whatever group that is, I'm an individual, so I'm just there in this group temporarily for the short time. I'm kind of absorbing the energy, seeing if I like there. Sometimes I do some activities, which is alright, like I said. There is nothing wrong with being a Jew, even like people say, oh, you're anti-Semite because you don't have, like, you know, your views are not conforming some of the globalist agenda of these fake Jews, which to me they're not real Jews anyway, you know, because they don't even do what the Jews supposed to do. For example, they don't, most of them, they just genetically Jewish, but they don't really keep Shabbat, they don't really pray two times a day, you know. They don't follow their own tradition, most of them, so. And based on what I learned in my school, and what I've seen, what I heard, and what I know, you can be pure Jew. If you not following your own traditions, in my eyes, you're not really a Jew. Because once you swayed away from the real Jewishness, such as pure Orthodox Judaism, and following everything, guess what? Even if you're a pure Jew, your ancestors most likely wouldn't be, because once you start deviating, that's it. You're just like, okay, we can break this, it's fine, we can break that, that's fine. Next thing you know, you're just like another goy. So what the fuck? Alright guys, I need to here to take care of my business. That was just like my response on my opinion and also talking about the same thing. Well, thanks for watching. Peace guys.